Hi, my name is Hans, and I want to quickly guide you through how you can very quickly and easily build an entire job and skill architecture for your organization that you then will immediately be able to feed into SAP SuccessFactors. Every organization nowadays is driven by transformation by three drivers. You're reestablishing your entire HRIS system, you're in a restructuring, reorganization phase, or you're transitioning from a non-AI code to an AI company. And all of that requires data on roles, tasks, skills. You require a job and skill architecture. This is typically solved today with Excel. All your managers, team leads, your HR department is actually using Excel spreadsheets to build skill matrices and job architectures. That is not sustainable because this data changes too often and it's just too much of a data mess to actually use Excel for this. You need a data engine. This is what Cobrainer offers. Cobrainer is the leading data engine to produce, to generate, and maintain the entire job and skill architecture that reflects your unique company's language, your technologies, processes used, and kind of translates that into every single role of every employee. So Cobrainer builds the data, but it also helps maintain and manage the data and actually ties in your managers, HRBPs, team leads to actually be able to feedback and automatically consolidate their feedback such that they are part of the process, but that you don't have the work of consolidating all their feedback. Cobrainer does that for you. And then ultimately, within just a click of a button, all this data lands in your SuccessFactors, which enables all the rich talent intelligence hub features that you have come to love or that you might want to integrate, and you're just looking to get the data to have the full experience. This is what Cobrainer delivers. So let me just quickly show you how Cobrainer works for an example. I'm now going to build an entire job architecture in around 3 to 4 minutes for a company at hand, and we're going to use Bureau Veritas, one of the leading organizations for testing, inspection, and certification services. And I just quickly described this organization, and I'm going to move ahead. And it's asking me for top priorities. I'm not going to bother to enter them now. Like, the more data you provide, the better. I'm just going to leave that out for now. And now it's going to start generating the job architecture. And within a very, very short amount of time, it will generate basically the entire job architecture and also the skills architecture, generating job families, job clusters, roles, and levels. The roles and levels each with very distinct descriptions, skills, competencies, and also with proficiency levels. It also does this in multiple languages, and the languages according to any language that your organization uses and that you specify. What's currently now happening is the Cobrainer system is kind of combining 15 years worth of knowledge of the job market and a very, very large skills graph database. It's combining that information with actually information from the web page, from the public internet about this organization, and it's merging this together using the language that it understands from the web page and from the open requisitions, but also from the market-driven common architectures that it knows that organizations of this kind should have. And it's now building exactly the structure of job families, and now we're going to generate the job clusters. And finally, the job roles and levels. Now we see the first clusters are also already appearing. And next, we'll then have a look at one of those very, very unique job roles just to get an impression in terms of the level of detail that Cobrainer generates. We're letting it generate. In the meantime, just kind of a quick kind of recap of what's happening now. So it's now generating as a merge from market data and also from understanding of the unique language of that specific company. It's generating this entire job architecture, And what will then happen is basically having this data available, you can now pull in actually colleagues who can then feedback and modify the role according to their liking as subject matter experts. And they can do this right here in this platform. Once they are then verified by the subject matter expert, you can actually simply click publish. Once you click publish, an automated workflow will actually take this data and automatically inject it into your SuccessFactors tenant. So let's just go into this microbiology laboratory analyst and open up the profile. And you can see a very, very detailed profile containing descriptions, tasks, work mode, key interactions, processes, KPIs, qualifications, even down to the job codes can also be generated in the position mapping, and also the skills. We see a very, very deep understanding of the skills required for this role, down to like certain ISO certifications and also the proficiency levels with behavioral markers. So actually for every skill, explaining what does it mean to be of professional proficiency for this skill. And so this is now like a very, very detailed data set based on a really small description of the company. And also this here, the organization can completely modify this, the amount of skills, the competencies used, etc. And they can modify it to their liking. Now a manager can be pulled in. The manager can actually feedback and write anything they want. And then our system will actually take in this feedback, but also ensure that the feedback does not corrupt or destroy the compliance of this job role to the overall rules and harmonization of the entire job architecture. This way, you very, very quickly, you pull in the feedback, you actually pull in the organization, and you have an entire job architecture built within a very short amount of time. Yeah, with that, just a really quick presentation of what Cobrainer does, and look forward to having many great discussions on building job architectures fast.